This is the story about the man I call Daddy. He wasn't always my dad, but he became it when I needed one the most. I guess all people remember their childhood with fondness. I remember happy moments too, but mine are overshadowed with darkness. My parents' house is still here. I never tarry here for long. The memories are just too painful. I've moved on with the help of my rather unusual new family. I'm good, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Are you studying? I share with 6 other people, like we're all in the same bursary.
Okay. Allow me to just rest.
So it's a very happy place. Like it balances things. Like you get to study and you also get to have fun with other people.
Nosy, your dad's here.
Oh, thank you, Guru.
I was too slow.
Daddy, how are you?
Well, are you, my girl?
Oh, thank
Good to see you. You go inside.
He's probably not what you expected Nosy's dad to be. And he's clearly not blood family.
Have you received any marks for the tests and the projects?
Not yet, because I was supposed to write on Friday, but no, I don't. But he means the world to me. I didn't have class on Monday.
It's just a pity that somewhere there'll be a bottleneck with all the work and all
because
the tests.
everything will have to be pushed back.
And your project, how far are you with that?
That is going well, but my supervisor's going away. He used to be the principal of what has been called the best school in South Africa. Grey College in Bloemfontein. This used to be his sanctuary. So many boys passing before him, brimming with potential, hungry for guidance. He has such a passion for teaching. That's why a few years ago he started the Grey Academy. Township kids with potential were identified. They were brought to Grey each holiday and given extra classes just to help them, which is where I come in.
I don't believe that the things happen by accident. And Nosy was one of the kids I selected to come to the Grey Academy. But she missed one academy, and that was a cardinal rule. You were not allowed to miss an academy.
If only he knew the terrible reason for my absence. So let me just start with this. Like from a very young age, my parents would drink and fight a lot. And then like he started beating my mom, like with anything and everything he could find, and I was just standing there. I tried waking her up, but she wasn't responding. So in my head, I was like, she passed out again. And he said, I must come clean the blood. He kept telling us that she's asleep, she's tired. He was like, he's at the police station and he thinks that my mom is dead.
And she showed me a newspaper cutting. And this newspaper cutting described the death of a woman who was killed by her husband in front of the children. And this was Nosy's dad who had killed her mother. And that's why she did not come to that academy.
From then on, he just basically took care of me until now. So it's pretty amazing.
Appreciate it. I hope it tastes good, I'm sure.
He has been a father to me, of which is something I do not take lightly.
One of the things I preach at Grey and still believe in is that talent should not go to waste. And Nozi obviously had talent, academic talent, but also in her personality. And that's why I stayed involved, otherwise nobody would have been involved probably. And I'm very thankful that I've been able to do it.
I just get so overwhelmed just by thinking how amazing my life has been because of him and all the doors he has opened for me. From there on, my life just seemed to fall into place. Daddy arranged an interview at Unisi Girls School, one of the best schools in Bloem, and I was accepted. At Unisi, I slowly learned to smile again. Then after school, he introduced me to Professor Jansen at the University of the Free State.
I wrote about her story. Many people were so moved in my column, through the column that I write for the Times, and they gave thousands of rands for her studies, and we opened a special bursary account for her. So Nozi's story is really the story of South Africa's improbable rise from great hardship and the evils of the past to become this beautiful, impressive, high-achieving Bachelor of Science graduate in genetics.
I like the order of science. You kind of know what to expect. It's so unlike what my crazy life has been like up to now. But there's been wonderful surprises along with the painful ones, like the man who became a father to me, and I didn't know it at that time, but I was about to get a sister too. Once again, the bonds were not biological. We were not blood family. But her path to us was paved with hurt and blood.
In the area I live in Heidedal, it's the norm to get pregnant, to drop out of school, to use drugs, and if you succumb to those things, people are not even shocked by it because it happens every day. At the end of my matric year, I met my father for the first time. From a very young age, my mother instilled a work ethic in me, and she wanted me to succeed in life. She didn't have all the opportunities growing up without parents as well. Her parents died when she was about 4, 6 years, I think. So she really wanted to give me the best education I can get. I'm studying LLB law. I'm passionate about children's rights, so I really want to be an advocate for children's rights. I was in a relationship for about 6 years, and last year, 2015, in June, he was shot in the head. 7 days later, he passed away. And then 4 months after his funeral, I found out that another woman was about to give birth to his baby. So that was very traumatic for me. It felt like the last 6 years of my life I was basically living a lie. I met Mr. Fawcett for the first time last year, June, at the hospital when I was visiting my late boyfriend. He reached out to me after his funeral. He is motivating me every day to use my story and try and inspire other students as well.
I got to meet her and it was amazing. It was just like, oh my gosh, where have you been all my life?
It was an immediate connection.
Like a sister that I've never had.
I think we're family.
We like a family.
Daddy and his 2 daughters.
Nosy, when you drop the handbrake here, you must turn left and go around a bit and then park between those 4 chairs there, please.
Okay.
Are you able to do that?
Yes.
Just stop. Try and reverse into between the chairs, not into the chairs. Between the chairs. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Stop.
Now you're going to turn it a bit to the other
Try and
side,
get
to the
closer to
right
those.
side.
No, Gabby, can you not though?
Is this reverse?
Yeah, right. I've been going there since I retired, helping at first at about 12 schools, then it came down to 9, and now 6. We try to assist the schools to get better results, but I'm not so keen, I'm not so results driven, so I want better people.
That's it. So I really, really want to encourage each and every one of you to dream big, you know. I went with Daddy to that school to go talk to the matrics. So I just spoke to them and told them my story. There was this one girl that stood up. When she stood up, then she started telling her story.
Ke la ima selemong se fetileng. Qalo ke ne tshohile. Ke sa tsebe hore ke etseng. Ka qala ke bua le lesea la ka le soka le hlaya. Ka mo jwetsa hore ke tlo re batlela bophelo bo hantle. Hape ke tlo mo hlokomela. Nna kana ka jwetsa hore ke tlo kgutlela sekolong. Ke qete dithuto tsa ka hore ke kreye mosebetsi o hantle. Sia la ka lana la hlaya. A le montle. A qala kula. Ha re ni fihla hae ho tswa sepetlele. A fumana sethwathwa. Yabe a tlhokagala.
To see how everyone just supported her, like the unity, it was just so mind-blowing. Like sharing your story can give people hope and can also give them the courage to share their stories. So that really, pushed me to just like, I want to tell my story. I want to tell my story. I suddenly knew what I wanted to do, but I also knew there was something else I needed to do first. My dad served 6 months for killing my mom. He is now free. But so am I. when you forgive someone, you're not actually doing it for that person, but you're doing it for yourself, to just free yourself from all that hurt.
Oh, wow.
Because it's not like you're saying you don't acknowledge what happened. You do, but then you choosing to not dwell there.
And with my father as well, for not being there for 18 years in my life, I had to forgive him for doing that.
Hello.
My mother, being a single parent, made a lot of sacrifices for me in my life. I came to have an appreciation for the people who really love me, and I need to appreciate them more every day.
I don't know why one would be on this planet if you're not part of family. It's essential to a good upbringing, to successful education, to a successful adult life. My own kids are nearest to my heart. I'm extremely proud of them because they're successful and they care about other people. I think they realized that I'm really at heart keen on assisting people and seeing them grow up and becoming decent human beings. So I don't think they ever had any problem with it. I would have been much the poorer, and I think so would my family have been, without these people coming into our lives.
How amazing to think that everything we had gone through, all our experiences of family, was preparing us for maybe the biggest challenge yet.
Whoa, good ball, good ball.
It took one man's compassion to change our lives.
Christopher, you must move your feet, my boy.
In his 41 years as a teacher, he influenced so many kids when they were at their most receptive and their most vulnerable.
Hopefully you will learn one day to turn your foot like this and be excited. Yes, I learned much more from them than they would ever have learned from me.
Playing Maritzburg, sir.
Maritzburg College. And I learned how important compassionate interaction is. You can't just be a teacher, you must be an educator. Are you ready for that? Yeah? CFA will come to me tomorrow?
Yes, sir.
I checked before I came. And kids must understand you and even love you for what you bring apart from the subject that you teach. Thanks, boys. Thank you,
sir.
Thanks, sir.
I think there is tremendous potential. Thousands of potential Nozzies and Gabbies who could do so well. They deserve a chance. They need to feel that they're worth something. This afternoon I brought along two girls that I know very well. They both have had tough times in their lives. Do you know what many of us do? Also from where I come from, the schools where I work. They say, I can. Wonderful. I will. Great. But then they say, but. I can, I will, but my father left us. I can, I will, but my mother died. I can, I will, but I can't buy books for school or whatever. These two girls have suffered a great deal in their lives. But they don't say but. They say end of story.
God wouldn't give us anything we cannot handle.
I was raised by a single parent, and
When I was in grade 8, my mom died, but she was killed by my dad. I mean, at that time it was very difficult because I saw the whole thing happen, and
my boyfriend of 6 years was shot in the head.
it was just like, how do I even carry on from here? Like, how do I even, because she was like my best friend.
So about 4 months after his funeral, another woman gave birth to his baby.
But I told myself that I'm not going to dwell on that forever because I know that she wanted me to do great things.
You need to get out of these circumstances we live in here in Heidedal, and you need to dream big.
So you guys can also decide today that, you know what, I want a better life.
The Red Indians in America say, Lord, help me not to judge a man until I've walked in his moccasins for 2 days. They understand. They understand the moccasins of the kids in the townships. And they know how to address them and how to work with them, what angle to take. To see them develop and to see them become something in life which they both will, there's nothing better.
Family. It's a word with so much meaning tied up in it. Sometimes family can build you up, sometimes they let you down, or they may leave before you are ready for them to go. I think the one thing that I would tell her is that I love her very much and I appreciate everything that, you know, she has done for us. I think. I've learned that good things happen when you allow people into your family, even if they're not related through blood. Wouldn't it be nice if more people made it their business to build new families? Like the man I call Daddy.